Thanks for coming out. Pretty excited about starting out spring ball. We've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes right now, putting the staff together. I mean, as I said in my initial press conference, that was priority number one, getting the staff in place, and we have that. Of course, all of our players are back from spring break, anxious to get on the football field. I know most of our roster right now. We know most of our roster right now. But the part that, again, we're excited by getting to know them a lot better on the football field. I think Kent went over our policy that we'll have in place for, access that you'll have to our team. And you kind of start with the basic policy, and then we start working from there. Information that you need, we'll get you the information. As long as you work with us, of course, we'll work with you. Fair enough? Staff-wise, I'll go ahead and introduce the staff here first and have them come up. And as Kent also said, after we get through, we'll spread out a little bit, and you can ask any questions you like from them. Our offensive coordinator will be Garrick McGee. Garrick is coming to us from the University of Louisville. Known Garrick since he was a young lad, I can truly say. Seeing him grow up, he's going to do a great job running our offense. Offensive line coach will be Luke Buckus, former Fighting Illini. Got ahead of my staff. In a previous stop, Luke will do a great job with the offensive line. Andrew Hayes-Stoker will coach our wide receivers. Andrew was also with me in Chicago and Tampa. Thaddeus Ward will coach our running backs, coming to us from Northern Illinois University. And Bob Legashevsky. Bob and I started working together back in the late 80s probably at Arizona State. Bob's coming to us from the Houston Texans. On the defensive side of the ball, Hardy Nickerson, great player, very good coach. Had the privilege of coaching Hardy in Tampa, and of course working with him in Chicago and Tampa. He'll be coordinating our defense. Mike Fair. It's Mike. Mike will be our run game coordinator and also will coach our defensive line. Mike and I have a long history together also, dating back to Arizona State. Tim McGargle. Tim, of course, watched Tim play at the school up north. Excited about him coaching our linebackers. And Paul Williams. Paul, of course, is coming to us from the University of Miami. Great reputation of a good teacher. If I would describe our entire coaching staff,
Mike and I have a long history together also, dating back to Arizona State. Get in the car. Watch him play.
I watch you play, Tim. Anyway, we're looking for stern teachers. Feel like we have a great teaching staff that hopefully you get a chance to know our guys, to see what our players will get an opportunity to witness on a daily basis. We have high goals. We really can't wait to see exactly what we have on the football field. We're just going to set the bar and just start working to get better each day. It's kind of as simple as that. There's a basic philosophy we're going to have. When people leave the stadium, we just like for them to talk about how hard we play, the discipline that we have as a football team, and talk about that win. I think we'll open up 4 of our 5 games out here at Moore Stadium, so hopefully we can get that off to a good start. Again, spring ball starting up this week. We'll practice without pads the first 2 days. I'm talking Friday and Saturday. Also, the high school coaches convention is this week, so we'll have a lot of them around this week. And then our normal routine will be a practice Tuesday, Wednesday, take off Thursday, and then finish up Friday and Saturday the other week. So we'll do that for the next 3 weeks. Any questions right now before we break up?
Coach, just how would you compare this to when you took over Tampa or Chicago, where you're learning a bunch of new players, especially right now?
And that's about it. I mean, of course, new players. You start everything from scratch. Don't have a lot of preconceived notions on players, anything like that. Just want to get to the field, see what we have. Let our coaches get a chance to start working with the guys as much as anything. Only so much you can do observing, watching video. We need to get our hands on them on the football field. So that's always the same. The excitement, leading up to it, and I'm sure it'll be that way once we get on the field.
Coach, you said you're excited. Have you sensed from the players that they're excited to start working with you guys as well?
Absolutely. For our players, it's a new start. As I said, guys want to prove exactly who they are. Hey, Coach, I should be starting. Some players, hey, I don't feel like I've gotten a chance before. New eyes that don't have any biases. So I would hope that's the case, and I know that's the case.
How much have you guys been together as a full staff in the last couple of weeks? How unique of a circumstance is this for you?
It's a different situation, of course, to be in. I think that was the last coach that came on board last week officially. So we haven't spent a whole lot of time together as an entire staff, but we spent enough together to be able to start it all. And then we'll start working through things. That's why you need to get on the football field. But we'll be up to par, on the same page once we get out there.
I know you can't talk specifics about recruits or anything like that, but what have you guys been able to do the last 3 weeks when it relates to recruiting?
We've gotten a great response, starting off with that, from the players that, we've reached out to us. I guess that's about all you can ask. They're watching and listening to what's going on here with Illinois football. And so that part has been good. Now it's kind of left up to us to keep that momentum going, and we definitely have momentum right now.
Lovie, how do you want to set up your recruiting staff, behind the scenes guys and with your assistants? How do you want that set up?
I'm still setting that up, and once we get it completed, I'll go over it all then. Of course, there's a plan in place. The plan was to get the coaching staff in place first, then lock down, the recruiting part. Of course, we have a new strength and conditioning department also, group that's working with our players. All those things are coming into place.
Will you have a member of your staff actually recruiting coordinator, or will you have a recruiting coordinator from off the staff?
We will have a recruiting coordinator off the staff of our 9-man staff here. No one will have that recruiting title. We'll have someone else off of the field that will have that title. And hopefully we'll be able to tell you who that is fairly soon.
Have you a role yet for Nathan, Coach?
Yes, we do. And I think once we get everybody in position, then we'll go over, some of the off-the-field roles. But yes, we do. We have something in mind for him.
What are some of the challenges at all with having crammed 15 spring practices into such a short window at all?
Well, I just don't think we have to cram anything. 2 practices, a day off. I think that's a pretty good break in between. So it knocks us behind a little bit as far as when we can go out with spring recruiting. But as far as the practice part, we'll be able to deal with that.
Coach, how much more about your personnel do you know than you did 3 weeks ago?
A little bit more. And about as much as you can find out without going on the field. So I have enough. We'll know who they are. And then from there, we'll start, making opinions based on what we see on the field. I don't think there's anything else we can find out before we do that.
Is there going to be an area where you're going to concentrate on the field, you think? Or do you think you'll just...
The entire area. Entire area. Of course, I know I have a defensive background, but I'm excited to see what we're going to do offensively. Just one goal that we have every play is to score. So Coach McGee has assured us that he has assured Coach Nickerson that as long as we keep him under 39, we're going to win a lot of football games. But I really am excited about seeing our entire football team. I know where my expertise is supposed to be, but to get a good gauge of who we are, I need to be able to do that. That's why every practice will be pretty important.
What was your pitch to Coach Nickerson to come here, and what kind of defense do you envision running with you?
You know, I probably, instead of me doing all the talking right now, once we break, you can kind of, Coach Nickerson can go over that. But the pitch for him was, I mean, we're trying to do something special here at the University of Illinois. And for me, I've had a chance to work with, you know, a lot of good coaches. Of course, Hardy Nickerson is one of those. I mean, who wouldn't want him on the staff? Great opportunity for our young men to be tutored by a guy like Hardy. And we agree on how football should be played. So it's a good, you want to work with people that you know. I don't know exactly about some of the players, but one thing I do know, I know what we're going to get from just not Hardy, from most of our staff. And the guys that are new, there's a reason why I asked them to come on the staff too. They have a great history also.
When you assembled the staff, did you want to have a collection of NFL guys, college guys? It seems you have a nice mesh right now.
I think we have a great mesh. From diversity to everything else. Yes, I had a picture in mind on exactly what our staff would look like, and this is it. Yes, I wanted NFL mix. There are some things from the college game that you know would blend in well too. For the most part, the guys I set out that I wanted on our first staff, we're able to get. So you can't get much better than that.
Did you have
Yes.
a lot of these folks in mind before you accepted the job?
I think in your mind, you always have your ideal staff in place. Guys that, hey, yeah, if I'm in position, this is who I would like to have with me. Yes. It's not like I, you know, took the job and then, okay, who can we? No. Hey, guys in mind right away. Most of these guys in mind is who I've had right away because I believe in them. And in time, you will too.
How much different is it entering a spring practice season as opposed to maybe an OTA season with the NFL players?
I assume there are similarities, of course, especially in the first 2 days we can't be in pads. In NFL, of course, there are no padded practices at all. Besides that, you know, you have a couple, you know, you run around a little bit and then you get in pads, and whether it's spring, the fall, it's kind of all the same from there. That's how we're looking at it. Football's really the same, so don't see a whole lot of adjusting, anything like that we're going to have to do.
Coach, can you give us some idea of how many players might not be able to practice this spring? Do you know potential contributors who cannot?
No, not really. I have you know, we have a few guys that are coming off injuries, but our first, you know, after that first practice, I can give you a better idea of that. Again, I'm excited about you getting a chance to meet our coaches and spend some time with them. Any questions you have, probably, you know, one of the few times we'll be together where everybody is here. Encourage you to take advantage of it. And again, we have a policy in place. If there are ideas that you have that you think would make a better working relationship for us, throw those out. You know, probably won't go with it, but throw it out too. And as far as practice too, hopefully you're early risers. You know, most of our practice are, you know, early in the morning, so get some rest at night. Fair enough? Again, thank you.